Alright, so this is Party Hard and 8%. So Party Hard is a stealth strategy game. It's an indie game made by Plinko Games and published by Tiny Build. And the main purpose of the game is to, well, of each level is to clear off the level of all enemies. So there are a couple different tricks and mechanics we use here. Before I get into that, though, so this map here that we're looking at is kind of a suboptimal level. It does have the golf cart, which is what we want, but it's missing the electrical box on the left room, which allows for a lot of quick kills. Unfortunately, we didn't get that. This level has two random events. One is the lab in the top there. That is guaranteed even kills. So basically, if there's no events, you're going to have 47 people. If you get that lab, you're going to get an extra 2. And then there's another event which will give you an extra 6. If you get this event, you will always get basically 2 free kills because you can just set it on fire. So if you noticed, I waited for somebody to go call the cops, and then as soon as they called the cops, I started stabbing everybody in the room. That's exploiting a mechanic in the game where the people at the party, if somebody is calling the cops, nobody else has the ability to call the cops. So we wait for somebody to be triggered on calling the cops on, preferably not you, and then you go and you clear as many people off as you can while that's happening. Usually when you commit a crime, people on the map will notice it, and then they'll run to the cops. When somebody is calling the cops, or when the cops are coming on the screen, they'll forget about that as soon as the cop comes on the screen, basically. So I had to kind of juke the cop around a little bit to bring him to one of the cop traps, which is crashing the tree in the window like that. If the electrical box would have been there, I would have saved a little bit of time here, but it wasn't too bad of a level. So this next level here is the biker party. This is actually one of the worst spawns. It's actually the worst spawn you can get. There's no item on the level, unfortunately, and there's barely any traps. So it is actually one of the worst levels. I was able to get a quick kill, which you're not always able to get, and then somebody called the cops off of that. Typically, the strat you go for on this level is there's a biker who will aggro onto somebody and kill them just without any prompt, and then somebody will call the cops on them. This is an important trick that I just did. There's a lot of places in the game on each of the maps where you can trick the AI of the cop into thinking you're in a different place and then effectively be uncatchable. That truck is one of the worst of the possible... Or sorry, there's 2 variations. That was the worst of the variations. That variation is you can be caught if you aren't careful. It requires running back and forth and changing where your hitbox is portrayed so that it runs around the other side. There are other places or other traps like this where the cop just cannot get to you. We'll see a little bit more of that later on. So I'm just trying to clear out this main room here. The main room is actually the hardest to get people out of because if you get caught, or if you kill a bunch of people in a group, there's a chance they'll freak out and beat you up, and then you'll be lying on the ground stunned. It is important to note that you can't stab cops. You can only get rid of them via traps or them getting impatient and leaving. You can kill 2 cops in a level before the CIA comes in, and the CIA is a lot more persistent, and they don't go away unless you evade them. The first time the cop aggroed on me, I just waited him out. The second time, because I still had 2 chances, I used the car to kill him. So in this level here, one of the better traps is the Lamborghini here with the lineup. The Lambo will always be there, but the lineup isn't always there. So if you get the Lambo lineup right there, it's an easy almost 20 kills every time. Somebody saw a body on the left side, so I'm just going to clear out as many people as possible. And then I'm going to make my way to the left. There's a bunch of people on the stage. So I'm going to go up and kill them. This level is really inconvenient based on like where people walk, because the top half of the map and the outside of the map are really far away from the main area of the map. So I'm going to go up and I'm just going to start stabbing. The cop actually left, which I didn't want to happen. The reason I went up there to get rid of some people is because when you go up there and the cop is aggroed on you, by the time he gets to you, he's going to give up. So you can go up there and kill people and he'll never catch you the first time. Unfortunately, the cops left while I was there, so somebody aggroed them on me. But I did pick up an item, which is a change of clothes. So when you use the change of clothes, it drops suspicion on you, because they think you're a different person. There are some times when that won't work. Basically, if somebody is telling the cops that it's you, it'll re-aggro on you no matter what. Because of the way the aggro system works, it's really weird. Basically, if somebody is going to tell the cops that you committed a crime, that will, like, supersede everything else, including the cops no longer being there. So if the cops are, like, if you eliminate a cop and somebody's still going to tell them it's you, you'll get the handcuffs on, so the next time cops are on your screen, you'll get the cops again. So just a couple seconds ago, when everybody was on the right side, because the cops are still on the map, I don't have a risk of them going to the phone right there. So what I did is I positioned myself in the choke point where everybody would have to run through me to get to the cop. And I stood there and I stabbed somebody, and then as everybody tried to run past me, I just stabbed them. So this is a little awkward scenario here, where that guy got by me, and the cop's going to come after me. So I'm going to use that trapdoor there, which puts me to a different part of the map. And I'm going to lure the cop as close to that as possible. And then when he's far enough away that I can make it to the next guy, I'm going to go chase him. Unfortunately, he kind of jaws me around the map, so I'm just kind of chasing him. Do lose a little bit of time because of that. If he had stayed put or if he had walked towards me, I would have saved some time. But that's just how that is. It's unfortunate, but ideally I wouldn't have let him get to the cop, but I missed a stab. So with that level done, we're going to move on to the next level, which is Neon Top. This is actually a pretty easy level. There is an item I was missing, which is the golf cart, and the golf cart gives you a lot of kills, so I decided to reset the level to get it. The golf cart's there in like 95% of seeds, so it's usually always there, and if it's not, it's a one reset thing. So I use the dance floor immediately, which gives you almost always 33 kills. And then I go to the top here, and I push the DJ off the edge of the roof, and then I activate the the Congo line. What the Congo line does is it makes party members move in a straight line. So everybody on the left there moved in front of the golf cart, and then I use the golf cart to get rid of them really easy. So this right here is one of the better co-op traps. When I'm standing in that area of the couch, a combination of the rail right behind me and the couch underneath me and that wall makes the game think my hitbox is on the bottom side of the roof instead of the top side. So I'm able to stand in that corner and move left and right to shift and up and down to shift my hitbox on and off the roof. And so while I'm doing that, the cop is trying to run back and forth to each part of it. He can tag me through the wall since the game thinks my hitbox is on the bottom, which is why I'm moving back and forth. But as long as I move back and forth properly, he'll never be able to get to me. So I've pretty much cleared up the level here. I've only got one more left. He's on the far right again, which is typically how this level ends up. There's usually one guy sleeping over there, which you just leave. And then I missed the swing here, and I tried to leave the level, which is my bad. So we're moving on to Boat Party here. Boat Party is unfortunately a level that does require a little bit of RNG. You have to reset for an item which is called the Smoke Bomb. It's a really important item in the run, because it allows you to get a lot of kills really quickly. It's actually almost always faster to reset for the item instead of using the item you get in certain levels. This is one of the important levels to get it, and unfortunately you do lose a bit of time resetting here and there. You usually get it within 3 tries. I was getting a lot of good RNG on all the other levels, so the game was kind of, I guess, repaying me for that good RNG I got previously. So this level does have an important call, which is a mechanic I haven't really talked about yet because I haven't really used it. So I go for that quick kill there because security guards will kill you if you aggro them, so you don't want to do that. So the important the important mechanic I haven't really talked about yet, because I haven't had to do it, is that you can use the funds in the game as well. And each map has different things it can do. And sometimes they're random, sometimes they aren't. On this level, it will always call in the exterminators, which will basically create a death field on the left side of the map for a little bit, which gives you a couple quick kills. And it means nobody can go through there. And then while I'm doing that, I use the smoke bomb. The smoke bomb gives you about 25 seconds of basically free roam in that area. You can kill anybody in there as long as there are skulls over their head, and they won't be seen by people outside. And then if you're in the smoke bomb as well, you can kill people that are outside of it while you're inside it, and people won't notice you. So you can drop it in a large crowd of people and just clear it out really, really quickly, which is why you reset on for it on this level. That combined with the exterminators on the left side make it really, really easy to clear this level as soon as you get it. The reason you reset on clothes is because clothes are really hard to use on this level, because you'll almost always get re-aggroed, and stun bombs work in such a way that make that particular strat not usable. So this is Miami. This is one of the worst levels in the game. You play as Katie, a different character than the other, who has to kill in 2 steps. So she stuns and then she stabs. So I'm going to activate the traps on the way because I got the bad item. And I'm going to stun that security guard and kill him while somebody's calling the cops, so nobody aggroes on me. The reason stun bomb is a bad item in this level is because you can get smoke grenade, and smoke grenade is just way faster. But smoke grenade is actually pretty difficult to get, and it's not required to beat the level as quickly, where on Boat Party you actually do to an extent need the smoke bomb to clear it a little quickly. Miami can be done almost as quickly with the stun bomb. So the strat on this is you use all of the traps on your way to the right side. You kill one of the security guards, or 2 if you can, and wait for the zombies to come in. So the first thing I did when I picked up the stun bombs is I called in the zombies. This always happens on this level. 2 zombies will come in, and they'll start killing people. And when they kill people, they turn them into zombies. Zombies are better to kill than humans for 2 reasons. One, Katie doesn't 2-tap zombies, she 1-taps them. So she doesn't have to kick them over, she'll just stab them. 2, you can kill a zombie and not have anybody aggro you, and the cops won't aggro you. So, like in this scenario here where I have a bunch of zombies, if I were to walk into a crowd of them, I could stab them all and nobody would care. The reason I'm not doing that is because zombies can kill you, and it's pretty dangerous. So that guy is somebody who hasn't really been used yet, but the guy in the trench coat will give you items in some levels. I got the clothes from him, but the clothes are actually not as useful in this level. Because stun bombs, while they stun regular people, they actually kill zombies. So I got into a nice spot where I put a bunch of zombies in the center there, and then I dropped the stun bomb on them to get rid of them. So now I'm just left to clean up the zombies here. There is a cop on the screen still, but it doesn't matter because I'm only killing zombies. There is 1 human left alive, but right now I'm focused on killing the zombies. It's actually important that I kill the zombies before they overwhelm me, because if they group up in a group of people, a group of zombies, it can be really difficult to kill them all without getting killed, because the zombies will kill you really quickly. Their AI is kind of bad, so you can usually get away with it. Especially if you're attacking from the bottom, you can attack them before they can hit you. But attacking in a large group of zombies is actually really, really dangerous. which is why you try to kill them off in groups of 1 or 2. This next level here is kind of a story level more than a difficult level. You're on a bus with a group of people, and there are no phones, there's no cops, there's no nothing. I got really lucky here and I got the good item drop, which is the smoke bomb, because it means you don't have to stop. Stun grenade, you have to wait a couple of seconds, or sorry, stun bomb, you have to wait a couple of seconds before it can trigger, and then you can clear the bus effectively. And then if you get the regular bomb, the worst item in the game, it takes probably about an extra 20 seconds. The reason the bomb is the worst item in the game is because it doesn't really kill anybody. It gives you, like, maybe 2 kills if you drop it directly on somebody, and then just stuns a couple of people. It has a worse range than the stun bomb, though. So this level is a pretty hard level to optimize. The first thing I do is I call in the exterminators. This will always be exterminators on this level. And then I go and activate the speakers. And then I start trying to kill people while somebody's calling the cops. Unfortunately, I get beaten up. So now I have to... Fortunately, the cops didn't get to me in time, so they didn't aggro on me and arrest me. So then I run to the top, pick up the person and drag them out of line of sight, and I get rid of them. And then I pick up the item, which is a pretty good item if I hadn't cleared everybody already. But the chances of getting smoke bombs are actually pretty low, so you don't really reset for the smoke bomb here, and you don't go get it first, because odds are you'll get an item that doesn't really help, and then you'll just waste time by letting that group of people leave. So I dropped the smoke grenade in kind of a suboptimal spot because I was hoping people would stop. But people actually walked towards me, so it ends up not being too bad. But in general, once you've cleared the crowd here, the smoke bomb becomes kind of not great. Fortunately, enough people walked towards me that it's not awful. I was going to kill the sleeping person there, but then somebody walked towards a group, so I figured I could take them both out really quickly. I was going to go kill the DJ because he's kind of out of the way, but the cop would aggro on me because of all the dead bodies, so I just wanted to get out of the way. But now that he's going to the bottom of the screen, I think... Excuse me, I have enough time that I can kill the DJ and get out. I am being a little aggressive on this map when the cop is on the left side and I'm on the right side, because this level does have... probably one of the easiest cop traps to execute. The water on the right side, or sorry, on the left, no, right side. Directions are hard. The water on the right side gives probably the longest running distance for the cop to get to you in the game, and it's a really easy cop trap to execute by throwing your hitbox over the water there. So we've moved on from open air, and we are on the worst level in the game, which is Pool Party. Pool Party has no cop traps, and has very poor items, and not really anywhere to go. It also has 2 security guards. I actually got a really bad opening. Typically, I would have a different opening, which would leave me on the stairs on the right there and give me a couple kills. You saw me try it, but they were already out of my reach, because you can't step over the staircase there, the people on the ground, but they'd already walked too far away, so I wasn't really able to do it. Now that the cop's on the map, really all I can do is walk over to this left side. Because they all have to funnel through me, I can get pretty much everybody cleared. So I pick up a stun bomb, which, again, on this level, everything's pretty bad. Stun bomb is one of the better items to get, the best being shoes. Shoes give you a speed boost for probably about 30 seconds to about 30 to 40 seconds, where you just moved at a very increased speed. The reason they're so good on this is because you can get away from cops really quickly. It's usually really one of the only ways to get rid of cops effectively. The reason it's not as good as it could be is because the shoe items is glitched. So you have 10 uses of it, but only the first one's actually usable. All the others don't work. So at this point, I'm just trying to clear off the level. This level's really hard because most of the areas are opened, and if somebody's not calling the cops, then it's really hard to actually pick off people. So I'm basically just going left to right and killing anybody who's not in line of sight of somebody else. I'm going to pick up this body here because you can throw people in the turbines there for free kills. I also dropped this stun bomb in a... It's not a great spot, but there's not many people left, so I can get rid of a couple of people. Now there's not that many people on the map. So I get rid of the 2 people that are on the other side of the phone, because I can get rid of them both before somebody or one of them gets to the phone, and the other guy's back was turned, so I know he's not going to go there. So here, I bank on the person who's poisoned not dying in the time that I would get to the other guy, because he was poisoned, so I could have hoped that he would have died, but I figured he had just been poisoned recently, so it was better to kill him, take the slide, and go to the other one. So now we're on not campus, we are on Halloween party. So this here, again, we're going to reset for the smoke bomb. All of the other setups are really awkward on this level, just in how the AI movement is. So we're going to reset for the smoke bomb here, because there's a really good choke point once you get rid of a majority of the crowd. But when all of the crowd is there, it's a really hard choke point to hold. Because of how many people there are, they'll just beat you up and then the cops will come get you and arrest you. So I'm using the traps there, which are free, and then I'm going to drop the smoke bomb right there and poison the vat there. So what this smoke bomb allows me to do is it allows me to kill anybody who's walking back and forth. There's a lot of people who are being aggroed by the dead body in one of the traps there. And then I can stand in this choke point, and if I had done it properly, just kill everybody going to that phone. And then if I was standing in an even better... if this scenario had gone a little bit better, I could have been standing a little farther up in a choke point to both phones. Sometimes the AI isn't as good as it could be, and somebody will try to go to a farther phone because the game tells it to. And in that area, you can actually stand between both phones from anybody on the left side of the map. So now that the cop has come in and arrested somebody, I used the trap to go back to the left side and then go through the main room to try and finish it off. I miss a bunch of stabs here. But it doesn't really matter because nobody saw me and I wasn't aggroed on the cop, or a cop wasn't aggroed on me. I am wasting a little bit of time with all my misstabs, but it's not the end of the world. And then here, I'm just going to drop a smoke bomb because there's not many people left, and it's better safe than sorry at this point. I'm going to wait for the cop to clear this body here, because if I go near him while that body's still on the map, he will aggro on me, and then I just finish it off real quick. Kill the person farthest away, because I know that person's not going to aggro, and then there's the sleeping person, and the GJ doesn't care what you do, so you can do anything. So this here is Campus Party. This level is pretty bad. This is another level where you reset for smoke bombs. Fortunately, I get smoke bombs the first try. And then I come over here, and I put it in this area because there's a bunch of security guards on the left side, and my cop trap on this level is on the left side, so I want to be able to get in there as soon as possible if needed. So I drop it there so that I can get rid of all the security guards there, and then I start killing people in the smoke there. Also, the left side has the advantage of having no phones, so anybody on that side who has to call the cops has to run through you in that area. This item here will always be a smoke bomb as well, if the first item is a smoke bomb. So there's effectively 4 smoke bombs. You don't really need 4 smoke bombs if you're going fast, but they're there if you need them. It does have the benefit of being the only map where in a co-op you get 2 different smoke bombs on both people. So once you get a smoke bomb on the left side, you could run over to the right side and drop the smoke bomb. That being said, co-op doesn't exactly need a smoke bomb to operate. So I have the cops aggroed on me, so I'm just going to stab as many people as possible because I do have a bear trap on the bottom there. So as soon as the cop gets close to me, I'm going to jump over there. He actually gives up, so I'm going to leave the bear trap there. And I'm just going to go back to the main crowd here and drop a smoke bomb. Unfortunately, the placement of this wasn't great, so I didn't really have an optimal place to put it, which actually ends up hurting me really badly. Because I miss a stab here, which costs me the level. Her walking over the security guard kind of screwed me. So I just have to... I actually reset here, which is really unfortunate. It's kind of the way the run goes, unfortunately. Sometimes you get bad RNG. There I just misplayed while the cops were aggroed on me. If I had been on the left side, it would have been salvageable, but I wasn't. So I just had to redo the level, unfortunately. And I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did the first time. I'm actually going to clear all the security guards immediately, or almost immediately this time around, just to be safe. I believe the last time I left one alive. And again, you can see everybody's just trying to rush to the phones there. I leave the smoke a little early because I want to get rid of this guy and clear out this side. Unfortunately, this time around, the movement isn't as great as the last time, so it's going to be a little spread out after my original smoke bomb. And then the cop kind of traps me in this room a little bit. I don't want to walk into the main room because somebody will see me standing over a body and then they'll aggro me on a cop, which I do have a cop trap here, but I don't really want to use it. As soon as the cop picks up the body and walks away, I immediately go and do what I can. Since somebody aggroed on a cop that wasn't me, I started stabbing, but because people were in a group and I didn't properly do the movement so that they wouldn't do that, which is to say I didn't anticipate them to do that, so I wasn't waiting for it. I go to my cop trap down here, drop the bear trap, and even though Mario has fixed my escape, it doesn't matter because I have the bear trap there anyway. So now we're at the part where we're losing time here. Fortunately, but also unfortunately, we had a decent amount of time to save here. This is also one of the levels which is hard to get optimized because it's really hard to do without resetting for the smoke bomb, and also resets take a lot of time. So it is unfortunate that I missed the opportunity to get a run where I first try smoke bomb this, but unfortunately I just missed a stab, so that's how that goes. So we finish this level here, and then we move on to the final level. The final level actually goes pretty well. I don't really have to use the cop trap on this level, which is the escalator. If you stand on the top side of the escalator, the cops can't get to you if you move up and down. So I use the zebra to kill somebody, so somebody will call the cops. And then again, I just go ham on this big group here. This level is actually pretty difficult if you let it go on too long, because the CIA will come in no matter what. And then they'll just run around the level. The CIA typically doesn't show up unless you've killed 2 cops. But in this level, they will show up no matter what. So I activate those 2 vending machine traps. And then I take the escalator up, which is a little slow, but I don't want to be on the other side of the map. Especially near that cop, because unless I'm very close to my cop trap, it's really easy to get caught on this level. So I'm staying away from the cop. The cop has arrested somebody, so while he's running away, I can finish off this side of the level here. So I missed the stab there. I was fine to stab anybody because that guy was in a state of fear, so he wouldn't have aggroed on me at all. Now I'm just going to walk around the sides here. Because I'm behind the security guard, I'm safe to go up to him. He's not going to turn around because he just moved into place, so I know I can get there without getting hurt. And then this level's pretty much over. I got to it before the CIA showed up because none of the cops aggroed on me just because of who aggroed them and where they went. And then this guy calls the cops, but it doesn't really matter because it's over. So yeah, that's Party Hard. Thank you for watching.